Thanos' big Marvel event is finally here with Jonathan Hickman's Infinity #1.
And 0 Year continues. We got Batman at number 23.
Okay, so we've been building up to this since Marvel Now kicked off.
You sound so excited about this.
Infinity #1. Well, the thing is, Infinity comes out of the pages of New Avengers and Avengers.
Yeah.
I never read New Avengers and I stopped reading the Avengers.
Well, here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
I've read the first trade of each.
Yes.
So I'm behind. If you're like me, because it's not so bad for you, because you're not reading them anyway.
No,
so it's just like whether or not you can understand the story.
That makes more sense, yeah.
But for me, spoilers.
Spoilers galore. So,
right off the bat, probably just wait for this to come out in trade if you're reading the trade.
Okay, there's Dan's review. So yeah, this comes from the mind of Jonathan Hickman, who's been pretty much in charge of the Avengers front.
He's in that neck of the woods as far as Marvel's concerned.
Yep. Art by Jim Chung, who you know from Young Avengers.
Young Avengers,
I
original
know from
run.
Yep, I know from nothing. And we've got Mark Morales inking, a whole bunch of people working on this book. And it's this one issue is, I mean, first off, it's massive.
It's a biggie.
It's a big old book. It's like 2 books in one, and it's kind of broken down into chapters, even in this one book. You get little title cards separating each section. And the basic story is Thanos is coming to kick some ass. That
is the basic story. That's nuts and bolts.
Oh, seriously.
Yeah.
There's some Illuminati stuff, some Avengers stuff, some space stuff. But essentially, Thanos is going to come to rain some hell. So, Dan, being that you are currently the Avengers guy, what did you think of Infinity? Numero uno.
Well, first off, as I alluded to, spoilers. Like, I mean, New Avengers is sort of I don't know when this happens. I'm assuming the opening pages of this book, which involve the New Avengers, I'm assuming that happens fairly recently. So, and there's all sorts of Avengers stuff, and there's all sorts of characters in here that I feel like I would know if only I'd read all the other stuff. So, and also in keeping with the tradition of Hickman's whole arc, everything included, this is very plurality of worlds and infinite worlds and all that sort of stuff. It's very metaphysical anyway. So it's a fairly dense book, both with his ideas, as I alluded to in our review of New Avengers.
And took you longer to explain what the book was than it did to give people the opinion of the book.
Yes, that was the one. So anyway, that's that. I thought this book was spectacular.
Yeah.
I loved it so much. It's so cinematic, and Hickman's all of his stuff has been like that. I love the graphic design in this book, and I love the graphic design in all of Hickman's Avengers titles. It's so slick.
Simplicity.
It would read so much better without ads. It's like you have a thing, it's like the tribute, and then what's this bollocks?
Welcome the Agent of Smash.
Yeah, it would run better without ads, but whatever, what you can do. But this,
people got to eat.
It's so filmic and cinematic, and it feels like it's shot. And in fact, some of the shots that some of the panels that you see are very, very similar to the shots in the film.
Yeah, very similar set design almost.
Yeah, it's almost like the same scene. I love the big splash pages of just the title and and that's been a theme throughout Hitman's work for a while, and I just absolutely love that. The story, I love the way it's told in these little vignettes, which fits really well with the different worlds and the different characters and whatever, and you can really focus, and because there is so many characters, because they are quite strange, and because it is set in so many worlds, if it was just cutting everywhere, it might feel quite hectic. So the fact that it is split into these little vignettes that they tell a story through, I think works really, really well. I love the way this book is drawn, because it's not anything like Hawkeye or Daredevil or anything like that, where it's really sort of cartoony or out of the ordinary or even that innovative. But these character models just look so fucking solid.
Yeah.
They look so good. They look exactly how I'd want these characters to look. Like, Iron Man's armor is amazing. The character models of the Outriders. Yeah. By the way, I was reading this thinking, I've read this before or something very similar.
It was Free Comic Book Day.
Free Comic Book Day, the Infinite Prelude thing, which I think if I'd have read again before I read this, I would have understood this more maybe, because it's a whole... Anyway, yeah. So, loved it.
Yep.
Loved what it is. Loved where it was going. Thought it was just really solid. There's some great Black Bolt stuff in this. And just genuinely intriguing. What is it that Thanos is after? Like, that was really interesting to me. I really wanted to find out what was going on there. The character of Thanos isn't very fleshed out yet. We get glimpses, yeah. But, I think fans of the character are going to love this, because really we haven't had any good stuff from him for years.
Yeah, since probably the Infinity Gauntlet stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's some stuff after that which is okay, but the Infinity Gauntlet stuff is his best stuff, and all the other stuff I think was mediocre. So
you think Infinity could be potentially Thanos' best story?
Well, I mean, it's very, very, very different from Infinity Gauntlet. Infinity Gauntlet's like just pompous
Still not
fun.
read it.
Oh, it's great. You should. And yeah, the checklist is fine. I hope they collect all of these. They probably won't. But I get the treats of all of these anyway, so it's fine. And if you look at the checklist, which I love the way that's designed as well, it's just so slick. I just love this Hickman stuff. It's one of my favorite things about buying. East of West was the same.
And Manhattan Project.
Yeah, but a lot of them sort of take place with each other, so it's going to be fine. When I am able to read this in a couple of months' time, I'm going to be very excited about it. I honestly thought it was spectacular. I have nothing but praise for this book.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose my major problems with this book are the checklist and the fact that it's not like a optional reading list. It's not like, you could read these if you want and you'll still get the story.
It is,
like,
isn't it?
No, you have to read Avengers and New Avengers if you want to understand what's going on. That's what I've been led to believe. And then the tie-in books you've got, like Avengers Assemble.
Yeah, but the tie-ins you don't have to read.
Yeah, no, those are they're optional. These ones are because Hickman's writing them all. So
yeah, but come on, like the majority of people are buying the three together anyway.
I'm buying none of them at the moment.
Well, yeah, exactly. So the likelihood that someone's going to be interested in this, having not read, like if they're interested in a Hickman book about the Avengers, and they're not, they're going to be reading the other two.
Well, you say
that.
You say that, but I'm not reading the other two, and I really did enjoy this book.
Well, why aren't you reading the other two?
Because I started reading his Avengers book.
You read the first three. You read the first three in Avengers.
We reviewed the
yeah, and you said yourself that the Smasher one was good.
The Smasher one was good,
and that was like the last one you read, and you were like, "Oh, it's good," and then you stopped.
Yeah, with no wanting to pick it up again.
It gets better. It gets a lot better. I have the
remember people. It gets better.
I have the first two trades very good. You haven't tried New Avengers.
I haven't tried New Avengers, and I've got nothing against trying. I do find Hickman's work, for me anyway, a little bit hit or miss every now and again.
And you don't even have to read the first two trades. You can just buy, if you want to buy these in trades, right? If you want to buy this whole story in trades, you can buy the Infinity trade, the New Avengers Volume 2, right? And Avengers Volume 3. You've got the whole story there. Buy it on Amazon. It'll cost you about 30 quid. So I'm just,
So yeah, as I was saying about Hickman, I find him a little bit hit or miss every now and again, I wasn't too fussed on his Avengers.
First four issues. Fifth one was really good, but stopped after that.
I'm just going to sit in silence until you're ready, so let me continue. I'm
Go on, carry on, mate. Go on.
I'm going to carry on. So I didn't enjoy Avengers, but I enjoyed East of West. Didn't enjoy Manhattan Project, but I'm enjoying this. So, I find Hickman's work a little bit polarizing for me, anyway, but I really enjoyed this. As you said, it looks very cinematic. I'm Not as fussed on the stuff with the Avengers as I am with the stuff with the Outriders. I think that's a lot more interesting. And the Inhumans. I know very little of the Inhumans or Black Bolt, so I found that very interesting. And yeah, I like the bit at the end. Love the bit at the end. That last panel was like, oh, I love when a book can make me make that particular noise. Overall, really enjoyed this book. I tell you one thing that I'm not looking forward to, that I saw an advert for, Mighty Avengers, with Luke Cage, Spider-Man, and some other people I've never heard of. That looks awful.
It's Jason Aaron, isn't it?
Is it Jason Aaron? Feels though his name would be on the front of it. It's Greg Land doing the artwork.
Wow.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so Avengers, Infinity even, pick it up. I'm going to be picking up it in trade just because I'm hoping they kind of collect the whole thing like they did with Avengers versus X-Men. Dan.
Avengers vs. X-Men was just one story. Right.
Tell us about Batman.
Right, Batman. Okay, we skipped a week last week, didn't we?
No? What?
No. The last... we didn't talk about 22.
Yeah, we did. With the Snake and the Riddler.
So what did we skip? Annual. We skipped the annual.
Skip the annual.
We didn't talk about the annual.
Just still haven't read it.
I read it. I don't remember it.
Good.
Speaking... Alright, doesn't matter. Right. So this is number 23. We talked about 22. We're continuing our tradition then, as not as
Batman
I
every month.
Batman every month. We're rolling on with 0 Year. We really enjoyed the last one. Did we really enjoy the last one?
Yeah,
but not as much as we have been enjoying it.
No, it was the best of the 0 Year so far for me, and for you, I think.
Okay,
but I won't put words in your mouth.
All right. What did you think of 23?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Wasn't as good as the last issue. It's told in a very jarring flashback, flash forward style. So it was a little bit on the confusing side, but you get with it. I wasn't quite sure what was going on with Riddler, and there's a whole scene like I feel as though we've skipped a big bit. I don't know whether I should have read that in the annual or something, but I feel as though I've skipped something. Although, again, it was a solid issue. My only complaint is we get that classic scene again. The father, what am I doing? How do I do this? What must I become? The Bat. I will become the Bat. That classic scene. And I'm just like, 0 Year was supposed to be 0 Year, year one, surely. We weren't supposed to get that moment, and they change it in a way that I suppose is technically updated and technologically updated, and I didn't want that. I don't want a tech update to my Batman story. The idea of Thomas Wayne using sci-fi computers and holograms and things like that just doesn't fit my personal image of Batman. But, having said that, it is, again, a very strong issue with great artwork from Greg Capullo, as per usual, and great writing from Scott Snyder. The end just kind of left a bit of a...
Right, you know what, mate?
What's up?
I didn't enjoy this.
Didn't enjoy it?
No.
At all?
I don't know what's going on.
Did you feel like we skipped a bit?
That was part of it. But just in general, I don't know.
This I get. I get the first page.
I can't even remember this.
No, that's the thing. This is we just jumped into the middle of something.
We keep jumping into the middle of things. I'm not sure what's going on in this story. And I'm just like...
It's not going to collect very well at this stage.
And it's not sticking in my head either, issue by issue. I keep forgetting what happened the week before. Where's Death in the Family? I was like, I knew everything that had happened. And because I'd asked myself all these questions. What's going to happen to this? What's going to happen to this? What's going to happen with this? I shut this book. I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
I don't give a fuck.
And not only that, it's a bit sentimental as well. It's a bit sentimental for me, all this father and... I've had so much of that in Batman.
I liked the wording of it's quite cool, where he's got the hands on the statue and he's doing the whole father, what must I become?
Yeah,
but again,
but it's over the top and it's a bit sentimental, and we've seen it all before.
And it's better done in year 0 for me, that bit.
And Scott Snyder's Batman stories, Night Owls, Death of the Family, was so good because they treaded new ground. They were really different. They were Batmans that we'd never seen.
Right, we're going back over.
I've seen this everywhere, and not even just the plot.
Yeah.
The way it's written just feels like a Batman book. Feels like a Batman book before the New 52. The only thing still to remain unblemished for me is Greg Capullo's art.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just stunning every week, and I really like the end one actually.
Yeah, that was a nice little story. Although I've, again, kind of seen it everywhere.
Yeah, so I'm just lukewarm on Batman at the moment. I'm buying it because it's Batman, but it's just sort of lukewarm.
Yeah, I mean, I want it to be much better than it is.
I know.
Because it's one of the few single issues I'm still buying. I'm buying this, Hawkeye, Daredevil, FF, which I'm going to stop buying very soon.
Because Mike Allred's coming off it?
Not Mike Allred, but
Matt
Matt
Fraction's
Fraction is coming off it. So I think it's a good point to kind of jump off the book.
Yeah.
Although Lee Allred is jumping on it.
Yeah.
Is Lee Allred related to Mike Allred?
It's gotta be.
I assume so.
Too much of a coincidence.
Yeah.
We're diverting.
Yeah. So, you know, it's...
I mean, I'm going to still buy it on the strength of how good it has been.
Yes, but that's the only reason why I'm buying it at the moment, and I'm running out of space at home to kind of put these books. I'm kind of looking for any excuse to...
If this story had
stop,
have started the New 52, there's no way it would have continued.
No. Yeah.
So we remain faithful to Scott Snyder,
course.
because he's done us no wrong in the past.
Of course.
But this is bland for me. I'm not enjoying it.
Yeah, maybe he's stretching himself a bit too thin now with Superman Unchained as well.
Alrighty, okay. So, what do you guys think? Let us know what you think of the massive Infinity and the 0 Years story. Are you liking it?
Also, a lot of other books came out this week.
Yeah.
So we only talked about 2. Normally we talk about 3, but we were like, we only want to talk about 2.
They can let us know in the comments, or where else can they let us know?
They can let us know on Twitter at Comic Book Show 1.
Hello. Don't forget to join us on Wednesday. We will be reviewing the comic book movie adaptation Kick-Ass.
Indeed we will. And then over on Friday, you've asked for it, so we're going to do it again. Another episode of No Name, which we're now calling Terrence.
Boon. We'll see you then.
Did you just say Boon?
Yeah.
Like B-O-O-N?
No.
Or
Why would I say Boon?
So no.
What the fuck is a Boon?
I just thought you went boom.
Boon. Just my new catchphrase.
I thought that was your way of like trying to inject a catchphrase.
Yeah.
Boon, we'll see you then.
Next week I just turn it with a shirt that says Boon on it.